that I tasted. But Santadasha Shakya Vatsalya Madhurya in these rasas, Shinharas, in these two types, Sakya, Parakya. Srimati Radhika's Parakya ras, such a beautiful, tasteful ras. But when I think to myself, this wonderful Madhurya ras in Srimati Radhika's heart, that Parakya Paramo mood, she's always immersed in that ras, in that separation. She's suffering in this separation of the mood of me. She is completely immersed. She becomes mad. She's seeing the black cloud and thinking it's Krishna. She tries to embrace. She sees the tamal tree and tries to embrace the tamal tree. Wherever color of Krishna she sees, Srimati Radhika, she becomes mad. This madness is not in my heart, Krishna is thinking. Krishna is thinking, I see the black cloud. Whatever I see, I cannot be in that mood of Srimati Radhika. Do you understand? What is that love? What is that bhav, the sweetness of that mood? That she becomes in this transcendental madness. What is that thing that she's tasting? This is not possible by ordinary people, by wealth, by fame, fortune. What is this unmad, this madness? Pa. Pa means? Pani means in a whirlpool of madness. It just keeps on going. They do whatever they like, but in this transcendental madness, there are so many sweet moods that are called Chitra Jalpa, Udkarna. Very subtle conceptions. In Ujjwal Nilamani, this has been described. very wonderful moods. Krishna is thinking, I cannot have this. I do not have this. Krishna knows that I am the object of enjoyment. And Srimati Radhika is the shelter of that. If one knows, then they can experience this pleasure. Krishna is the object of enjoyment, and Srimati Radhika is the shelter of that. That shelter is able to taste, and Krishna wants to taste that, which is in Srimati Radhika's heart. Krishna is thinking, what is that sweetness that I cannot taste? That Srimati Radhika tastes. The Lord has given us so many eyes too. We can see others, but we cannot see ourselves. You cannot see your own face. What do you need to see your own face? You need a mirror. In this way, Krishna is saying, I cannot taste my own sweetness. Srimati Radhika is always tasting that. She is tasting it always. For this reason, he is saying, I need a mirror. What is that mirror? That mirror of love of Srimati Radhika. Prem Rupi Darshan. That mirror of love. Then I can taste what she is tasting. We need a mirror to see ourselves. In the same way, this mirror of love of Srimati Radhika I need such a mirror, that my beautiful form, he's seeing his reflection in the pillar, the jeweled pillar. Such a beautiful form that Krishna is amazed, captivated. And thirdly, this Anand Utsav, this festival of pleasure, that I also want to taste. These three primary causes that Krishna tastes the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika. It appears as Shigora Sundar. You cannot say that this is the first time. The pastimes of the Lord are eternal, from time immemorial, timeless. Gaur-lila, Krishna-lila is eternal from the beginning of time, in one Brahmanda or another, and it's still taking place now. And it's taking darshan of that. The Gaur-lila is taking place at the same time as Krishna-lila. In one Brahmanda or another. Bhagwan, Supreme Lord. Only a sadhak at very high level can see such a thing. that these pastimes are going. By performing one's bhajan, chanting, one can see and have experience of this. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, just a wonderful, beautiful shlok. Dekita meaning by performing one's bhajan. Shraddha, sadhu sangha, ashakti, bhava, prem. And to come to this stage, almost reaching the stage of prem. What was I saying? In the stage of prem, then the Lord will give mercy to this Uttam Bhagat, this devotee at the highest stage, and gives his darshan. Hari-katha. In this shloka, Mahaprabhu's stage, high stage, how in the transcendental Golok Vrindavan this pastime is taking place, and at the same time in this material world, Gauri Leela is taking place in Navadvip Dham at the same time. One Sakhi in that transcendental Golok Vrindavan. And here, in this world, my Govinda has taken sannyas and is in separation of Srimati Radhika. He is feeling this separation. This gopi in Golok Vrindavan is having darshan here in this Bhoma Vrindavan. So what is this? These two pastimes are going on simultaneously. My life and soul Govinda has taken the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika. Now he's taken sannyas. Krishna has taken sannyas. How wonderful. These gopis are saying how this is possible. Who can give sannyas? One who is completely free from all kinds of sense enjoyment and no attachment. Look, no, my Govinda has taken sannyas, taken this very gold saffron complexion, saffron cloth. He's taken sannyas and raising his hands, absorbed in these moods. how he's crying. Seeing this, another Sakhi is saying, "Oh, you are mad." And this is his cheating propensity. In Kailash, oh, coal, sorry. Coal, however many times you wash in Ganga, it will not get rid of its black color. Coal remains always black. Its color will never change. In this way, what do you need to get rid of the color? You have to put it in fire. Tulsidas in Ramcharitmanas is saying, you have to put it in fire, put the coal in fire. Then you will not see its black color. Then you will see it red. Tulsidas is saying, we were speaking, one Sakhi saying there in the transcendental realm, this Krishna has taken this saffron cloth. How? Saffron cloth. Arun is the word to describe saffron. The color of the rising sun. This is only to show external. Internal, he is Krishna inside, and outside he is Gaura. Jiva Goswami Prabhupada is writing in his commentaries. Inside he is Krishna, he is black, but externally he is covered with this golden complexion. Then one Sakhi was saying, even if you say this my life and soul, Govinda is taken sannyas. Where did he get this saffron cloth? Saffron. Where did he get this cloth? Where? One Sakhi is saying, this ras we performed in Vrindavan, in Rasastali. At that time, and that kumkum on our breasts, that cloth that was made with the saffron kumkum, we renounced. He took that. Krishna took that cloth. This beautiful mood. This beautiful mood. That cloth which we renounced in Rasastali, that was covered with our kumkum, that was smeared on our breasts, Krishna took. When Krishna left that ras dance, and the gopis were feeling the separation and crying, reciting the Gopi Geet. After which Krishna presented himself in the assembly of the gopis. This is described in the Bhagavad. This pastime, this conversation is one Sakhi saying to another Sakhi, the transcendental Golok Vrindavan, look what is happening in this material Bhoma Vrindavan. Don't forget, these two pastimes are taking place at the same time. That cloth which we left in the Rasastali, that was covered with the kumkum smeared on our breasts, Krishna has taken. Just by taking cloth, it does not mean one has taken sannyas. wearing the sadhu cloth doesn't mean you have become sadhu. Remember, this is one Hindi saying that if your mind is not taken sannyas, and just by taking the sannyas cloth doesn't mean that you have become renounced. In this way, these two gopis are speaking amongst themselves. This beautiful mood is being expressed here. Now Krishna has taken this golden complexion, Shakti Radhika's complexion. And another the mood, this is Srimati Radhika's mood. So we are speaking about this. So Krishna Lila and Gaur Lila are going simultaneously in Gauradham and Krishna's pastimes. In many different universes, Brahmandas, Krishna's pastimes are taking place. Now we are in this material world, we cannot see, but this is taking place in other Brahmandas. And in the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Gaura Mahaprabhu's pastimes are taking place. Not everyone can see. These three reasons. My sweetness that Krishna is tasting, and third, that sweetness is tasting and experiencing. That I want to taste that. These three reasons. Krishna has taken the complexion and mood of Srimati Radhika and appeared as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And until you take shelter of Shri Guru, if you learn harmonium, mridanga, whatever, you have to learn from a teacher, Guru. Guru, what does he do? He gives instructions to the disciple. He gives a note, like in Upadeshamrita, Rupa Goswami is given 11 instructions. You should read or not. Do you remember? Do you know the 12 instructions? Krishna Chaitanya. Nice name, Krishna Chaitanya. Very nice name. Upadeshamrita. Vigam Jiha Vedan Vegam Vishapedira Sarva Sashisha. Rupa Goswami gave these instructions via 11 shlokas, starting from Vachavegam and right up to Radha Kund, the topmost place where Srimati Radhika resides. Upadeshamrita is not an ordinary book, an actual instruction. Everyone should remember the shlokas and follow. Then we will reach that place in Radhakund. So we mean to say, Krishna is thinking, I have taken Srimati Radhika's mood and complexion, but how can I follow, practice? You need a guru to practice. Shloka from Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas. Rinchi is the name of Srimati Radhika. Virinchi, whose name is Virinchi? Brahma. Brahma's name is Virinchi. Brahma is known as Virinchi. Like Brahma or Shiva, one becomes very knowledgeable. It's not the thing, but until one gets a true guru, even if one becomes knowledgeable as Brahma or Lord Shiva, but until we have a true Sadguru in our life, or take shelter and practice under their guidance, then we cannot experience that knowledge. Gyan and Vigyan, two different things. Knowledge and the realization of that knowledge by our past impressions, or we can acquire knowledge. Some person may be very knowledgeable, one scholar, very sharp intelligence. This is possible just by hearing. One person can understand and remember. Sorry, not understand, just remember, commit to memory. Yeah, lots of shlokas. But how to realize those shlokas? By the mercy of Shri Guru. Not until we can get the mercy of Shri Guru, we cannot experience, understand completely the inner meanings. We may get knowledge externally. By external, we can acquire this knowledge by our own endeavor. But Vigyan, the realization of knowledge, is by the mercy of Shri Guru. This is the speciality of Shri Guru. So this shloka, so Krishna is looking for a guru. Who to accept? Who to accept as guru? Krishna is thinking. They are all gurus there. Lalita, Vishakha, the Astashakhis, 8 Sakhis, who are next to Srimati Radhika. And Krishna, who did he accept as Shri Guru? Not Radha, because he has taken the mood. Vishakha Devi. He accepted Vishakha as Shri Guru. And in this way, he accepted Rai Ramananda as Shri Guru. Mahaprabhu, Krishna, accepted Rai Ramananda as Shri Guru. There's a whole line of gurus in the spiritual world. But who to accept? Krishna is saying, thinking. Krishna, who did he accept? Vishakha Devi. Why Vishakha? There is also Lalita Devi. Tangavindya, Chitra, Sudevi, Champaklata, Rangadevi. And your name is not there. If you were there, then there would have been 9. 8 Sakhis, not Radha. These Pranaprashta Sakhis, Ashta Sakhis. Shri Krishna, who did he accept? Vishakha Devi. Why Vishakha? Because they are comparable in moods. Vishakha's moods are comparable to Srimati Radhika's moods. Similarities are there. Srimati Radhika's birth and Vishakha's birth, and at the same time, Srimati Radhika's mood and Vishakha's moods similar. And sometimes, for this reason, these moods are not mentioned directly of Srimati Radhika, but they are mentioned as Vishakha's moods. This is the pastimes, moods of the transcendental world I am speaking of. For this reason, Krishna chose Vishakha Devi. And now in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, that Vishakha Devi came as Rai Ramananda. If Lalita is no less amongst all the Sakhis, Sri Lalita Devi is prominent. There's also Rangadevi, Sudevi, Chitra, Champaklata, Tangavidya. They are all there. Lalita mood is a contrary, is more contrary. It's wonderfully described by Rupa Goswami, Lalita Ashtakam. Do you read Lalita Ashtakam? You should read Lalita Ashtakam. And Jamuna Ashtakam is there, Jamuna Devi is there. That is Vishakha in the form of Yamuna Devi by reciting Yamuna Ashtakam. So by reciting Yamuna Ashtakam, it's equivalent to reciting the glories of Vishakha Devi. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted Shri Guru to learn of Srimati Radhika's moods and love. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to meet with Rai Ramananda, who in Krishna Lila is Vishakha Devi. This has been explained. It's beautiful moods. Now, Gaur Sundar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's taken sannyas and come to Jagannath Puri. And thereafter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and liberated him from his impersonal conceptions. Very nicely explained. After taking sannyas, who did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first liberate? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In Jagannath Puri, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Sachinandan Gaura Hari, and came to Jagannath Puri. He was going to Vrindavan. Nityananda Prabhu taking him bringing him back to Jagannath Puri. Made a detour for him from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri. Advaita Acharya's house also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed, and all the Navadvip residents he pacified, and following the promise he gave to Mother Sachi, he came to Jagannath Puri. Thereafter, after having darshan of Jagannath in the heart of Mahaprabhu, seeing Jagannath, he is not Jagannath, he is Rajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radhika. It's described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He saw Jagannath as Rajendra Nandan and crying because he is in the mood of Srimati Radhika. He's saying, I am Radha. After many days, I've seen the Lord of my life, Shri Krishna, with this mood, running. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is running with both arms, trying to embrace Jagannath. At that time, Jagannath's servant stopped Mahaprabhu. There, Mahaprabhu collapsed and became unconscious. At that time, just the very moment, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he used to come regularly to see Jagannath. Seeing this new sannyasi, he became bewildered, captivated with such a beautiful complexion. From his limbs, with his long limbs, beautiful complexion, his tall body. Seeing these 8 symptoms, ecstatic symptoms that cannot be seen in ordinary persons. Maybe you can see 1 or 2, but not possible. Simultaneously, all these 8 symptoms cannot be seen in a person. Maybe see 1 or 2, but in Mahaprabhu, continuously all the 8 symptoms were present. Romai, Chalit, Dipta, Sudipta. In this way, these 8 symptoms were present in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are all described. Do you remember? Try to remember. What are those 8 symptoms? And at once, and at the same time, Sarvabhauma Acharya, seeing this, he became amazed. He was a great, learned person. Mahagyani. But he was impersonalist, Advaitavadi. If you go today, even today, you will see in the Advaitavadi Sampradaya, the Mayavadi Sampradaya, the impersonalists, they have great knowledge. They learn Sanskrit. But if you come to Gaudiya Math, there's no need to learn Sanskrit. Did you understand? What is the need of learning, studying? Would not be of any use. What is the benefit of studying? You become proud. For this reason, what should you do? Murkha, becoming a fool, becoming simple-hearted.
It's better that we might remain as a fool and stay at home and becoming knowledgeable way.
So, say here in this shloka, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should stay at home and remain simple and like a fool, rather than like his brother take sannyas and leave home by becoming so knowledgeable. If you want to go and preach, you have to have some knowledge. In Kali Yuga there is no sannyas. Sannyas is not recommended in Kali Yuga. In this shloka, in Kali Yuga these 5 things are forbidden. Nishad means forbidden. What are these 5 things? You should remember this shloka. Then you can become a preacher. When you learn some shlokas, you can preach. Try to remember some shlokas. One is Bhajananandi, another is Goshtanandi. Bhajananandi is no need to remind, he's just absorbed in his bhajan. But Goshtanandi, one who preaches, to learn Shastra. People will ask for evidence and reference from the scriptures. Whatever you speak, you cannot just speak from all great learned scholars. They recite shlokas and give references, like Keshav Kashmiri. In the end, just chanting hundreds of shlokas, like one after another. Keshav Kashmiri was like this, so learned. Whatever you speak, speak from Shastra with evidence and give references. Mahaprabhu told Rai Ramanand, whatever you speak, give reference. I will ask a question, you have to speak and give reference. And where these shlokas are. So speaking more. In Kali there are 5 things that are forbidden. Ashwamedh Yagya, do not perform, kill the cow. Especially Muslims, they will kill the cow and eat the meat. This is forbidden. These 5 things. Ashwamedham Gavalam. This Ashwamedh Yaga, whole sacrifice is not. In Treta Yuga, Lord Ramchandra performed this. But in Kali Yuga, this is forbidden. Also, offering, cutting the cow, killing the cow is forbidden. The Brahmins used to perform this sacrifice. But for what reason? They would take an old cow and sacrifice that cow and bring that cow back to life again with a new body, fresh young body. At that time, there were such sacrifices performed. Then again, they would bring that animal back to life with a new body, fresh body, younger body. No, this is a nice thing, is it not? But in Kali Yuga, this is forbidden. Putrika. This means you cannot offer this offering of meat to the forefathers in your Shraddha ceremony. Deva, meaning the brother of your husband. If your husband dies, you cannot beget child from a younger brother of your husband. This is forbidden in Kali Yuga. And sannyas is forbidden. So people will ask, there's one karma sannyas and another is naratam sannyas. Two types of sannyas. Karma sannyas is forbidden. But that sannyas, naratam sannyas. And there are four types of sannyas. Kuticha, Bahuda, Hansa, Paramhansa. There are these four different types. If you do not know, then how can you preach? You may think that this is not necessary, but if you want to perform a bhajan, sit in one place and chant. By performing this, the glories of the holy name will manifest everything in your heart. If you have this faith, by chanting, all these tattvas can manifest in your heart. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Sankirtan. If you go to Sadhu, he will explain the philosophical conclusions. Krishna Tattva, Jiva Tattva, Maya Tattva, all tattvas he will explain. Gurudev used to say, Hari-das Thakur, which college did he go to? But performing Nam, these philosophical conclusions manifest in the heart. These great scholars of Navadvip were defeated. And Gaur Kishadas Babaji Maharaj, he challenged these learned scholars of Navadvip. And he was able to defeat them by references in the Shastra. Just to pacify the Pandits. Yes, then the Pandits become impressed that yes, he knows some shlokas. In the assembly of the learned, if you do not recite shlokas with references, then you cannot impress them. You will not stand in good standing. Yes, they will be impressed. But if you do not recite shlokas, then they will say, oh, I did not enjoy this katha. This is the nature of Pandits. Go Kishadas Babaji Maharaj. He used to go in these assemblies and speak. He was very potent, and he recited shlokas and from which Puranas with references. So there's one Bhojananandi and another Goshtananandi. Not Bhojananandi, sorry, Bhajananandi. You heard that, right?
This is correct.
That book
From the Panchadhyanas, the 5 essentials.
So some Babaji's Sampradaya, not all the Babaji Sampradayas, they complain, no need to keep the sacred, no need to follow the 4 principles, no need to follow Chaturmasya. Many Babaji Sampradayas do not follow Chaturmasya. Not all, some. There are some who do follow. You cannot put them all Babajis in the same category. No, that you become offensive. Then you have to be careful. Some Babajis, they follow correctly. They follow the 4 principles strictly. They keep the Shikha. Some Babajis don't keep Shikha. We are beyond Varnashrama system. If we cannot follow the Varnashram system, we cannot attain Braj. Because they argue that this is on the Vedi Bhakti. This argument. So they argue that you should leave these rules and regulations of Varnashram Dhamma. But this is a wrong consideration. Guru Varga, Acharyas have said, Vidhi-marg, you have to follow the rules and regulations. And you have to follow these rules and regulations. But you cannot enter Rag-marg by renouncing the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma. Externally, yes. Internally, try and meditate, absorb yourself in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So this has been shown through the shloka. Vidhi magi ratna jane. Should know also Bhajan Rahasya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is nicely explained. It's very exceptional book. Read again and again. Have you read or not? There it is in Hindi, English and Bengali. You won't read Bengali, don't worry. So Gurudev, he manifested in Hindi. And also, then we translated in English. So from Hindi translated into English. So you have no excuse. So first used to say, this is Bengali literature. Gurudev manifested it in Hindi. And then people complained, you cannot read Hindi, so manifested in English. Even if you're Hindi speaking, so Gurudev said, okay, I will manifest it in English, so you will have no excuse not to read it. Yeah, it's been translated in English. Now you have 3 languages. Now devotees have manifested it in many different languages. Which one?
It's Spanish.
Spanish. Which other language? Which other language? Spanish and
For sure, Russian.
Russian. Now you have no excuse. You have to read. First you had an excuse because it was in Bengali. But Gurudev, he was so merciful, kind. He wants to bind you and keep you, but you want to run away. Krishna was trying to escape from Mother Yashoda's binding. He did not want her to bind him. But Mother Yashoda was determined to bind Krishna. And in the end, in the same way, you are like that. You are trying to run away. You're trying to make excuses. You may have an excuse not to know Bengali. You know Hindi, you can read in Hindi. But then if you have an excuse not to read in Hindi, you also have English. See, we met one Nepalese girl on the flight Maharaj is referring to. She learnt Hindi, although it's not her mother tongue. She was forced to learn. So, Gurudev manifests this literature in English. Now you have no excuse. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, if you are not qualified and you meditate on your gopi form, this is not right and correct. Be qualified first, slowly, by progressing slowly through Upadeshamrita, following the instructions, Vacha Vegam, controlling the urges of the senses. So, for this reason, just remember these two. By not becoming qualified first and prematurely entering into this realm, this will be dangerous and destructive for you. By chanting regularly, slowly, going through anartha nivritti, following the process. At least enter into the stage of bhav, then you may have some experience of this gopi bhav. Do you understand? But from the beginning, if you say, oh, I am this gopi, you have a male body, but you are meditating on the female gopi mood, then you will develop lust in your heart. So one has to control one's senses. The jiva's most dangerous disease, this calm, this most deadly disease, this lust, how will you overcome? By doing bhajan. यहाँ भजन का अर्थ साधन होता है. By performing your sadhana.
also activated.
These two shlokas in Bhajan Rasya. Try and remember which ones. Which shlokas? Adhika, Nalaya, Adhika, Hari-katha. And the second shloka. Just become qualified. Do you understand? Right. Otherwise you become impersonal, Satya. And if you think you are a gopi and going to Astakalya Lila, then you will fall down. दूसरा श्लोक एक वो ही है this shloka. The second one. नहीं बोला तुम्हें got that one? Did you write that one? Those two verses? You did, yeah. That's good. This is the second verse. He's somewhere. So we're saying in many sampradayas, they do not follow the rules and regulations, they don't follow chaturmasya. They do what they want and eat what they would like. Try and follow chaturmasya as much as possible. It's not possible in all circumstances, in all places, follow the rules and regulations, especially when we're traveling. You cannot follow such strict rules strictly. Which like Prabhupada used to do, we cannot do. Yeah. You'll have floor, sleeping on the floor, eating with hands behind your back, where possible. So how should you follow chaturmasya? Sleeping on the floor, no mat. We cannot follow this. Because our bodies are not used to. Some rules we can follow, where it's possible. No? Alright, one type of way of eating, mixing the rice and the green leaf vegetables, putting it on the floor and eating it like a cow, in no plate, no bowl, no container. You cannot do this. Some things you can follow. You should not eat green leafy vegetable, green leaf, and dahi, yogurt. in this Shravan Bhadra and not drink milk. And Kartik, so mustard, you can follow. Mustard, sarso. I don't like mustard anyway. What's that? So, where possible, follow. 4 months, not eat aubergine. This is possible. Bengal, brinjal, eggplant, aubergine. Aubergine. Loki, cannot eat Loki. Parmal, cannot eat. Rajma and tomato. That which is not written we are arguing about. Tomatoes is not written. Don't eat if you don't want. But that is not written. That which is written in scriptures. Try and follow that. Foreman, try and follow these rules, regulations. Try and remember these 2 shlokas. Vidhi Mahag Ratna Jane Radma Karina Pravesh. What's the translation of that? This Vidhi Mahag Ratna. By. I'm sorry. By. Okay. I can't. My eyesight. By granting the jewel of independence to those following Vidhi Marg, the path of regulative principles, he allows them to enter Rag Marg, the path of spontaneous loving attachment. Being controlled by such attachment and taking shelter of Parakya Bhav, Paramo love, the jiva attains ecstatic love of Krishna. वापस फिर बताएं What you gave me, I have to give back to you. So when we leave from Gurudev, we're supposed to give some dakshina, but this devotee is saying, I don't have any dakshina. What can I give you? I give back what you gave me. Gurudev gave Harinam, so you give Harinam back to Gurudev. Try and remember these 2 shlokas. They're very simple. You can find it in Hindi and in English and in Bengali if you wish. You can find it in Oriya. Shlok, what's the reference to the shloka?
This look?
Yeah, what is the reference?
Sunna hai rasika jan.
What's the reference?
Sunna hai rasika jan.
Suno hai rasika jan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
This is look number.
And the shlok number 4, Vidhi Marg Ratna Jane, shlok number 4 in that bhajan rasya. In the song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Suna Hai Rasik Jan. Suna Hai Rasik Jan. By Mahaprabhu appearing as sannyasi, he liberated Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and then went to South India, where he met, and the reason he went there to meet with Raya Ramanda. The other reasons are secondary. whatever reasons given for going to South India, they were secondary, but the primary one reason is to meet with Raya. For that reason, Krishna came as Mahaprabhu. Without meeting with Raya, this love that Srimati Radhika has for Krishna, this Radha Pranay Mahima, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came to learn from Raya Ramananda, who is Vishakha Devi. This Raya Ramananda Samad, this is the heart of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's just like in Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, and the Ras Panchadhyaya is the heart, offering obeisances to all the other pastimes. This highest in Srimad Bhagavatam is Ras Panchadhyaya. This is the 5 life airs of Srimad Bhagavatam. You can find in Hindi and English. Without life, this body is useless, is dead. In the same way, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, if the Ras Panchadhyaya is not there, then the Bhagavatam is without its essence, without its... There's many other pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, like the Rath Yatra pastime, but the Rayanamanda Samvad is the most prominent, most important. Hari Val. Please excuse my faults and my limitations. Apologies. Hare Krishna. And